I just have bits and pieces, and that's how the Lord works. He gives one person one piece, somebody else another piece, and you can get together and put it all together, put the puzzle together, and keeps things interesting. I'll tell you what, there's never a dull moment when you're searching for the truth in all things. Prepare to be blown away, because it's definitely mind blowing. All of your illusions just get shattered, and that's just the way the Lord wants it, because we get so controlled by man and man's theology and man's traditions and man's teachings that the Lord loses any kind of hold he should have over us as his children. He only takes what we give him. He can only work with what we give him. And so if you give him 100% of you, then he can work with you. And he can pull you out of the lies and the apostasies and the errors that man is going to drown you in. Anyway, I'm just going to check if you have any questions, I'm going to check them real quick. Sprint, I don't know. Alright, why do you instruct people how to create orgone, considering it was created by Wilhelm Reich? Orgone wasn't created by Wilhelm Reich. Wilhelm Reich rediscovered orgone. Orgone is ancient energy. It has always existed. And so I love how these religionists try to say, well, that was Wilhelm Reich's orgone. No, I don't make the same orgone Wilhelm Reich did. But yeah, he had orgone. And it says it opens up communication with entities who we know are demons, not our orgone. There's two different types of orgone. There's DOE, and there's positive orgone. And the Don Croft crowd and the New Age crowd makes dead orgone energy. And their dead orgone energy, which is also produced by chemtrails, opens up portals on Earth for the aliens and demons to enter. And that's why I've always warned people not to go to the pagan sites and order orgone, not to order orgone off of eBay, because they don't make orgone. They're making something else. Like I said, if you look at the instructions on my website, we make pure orgone energy. There's a lot of people who have made the correlation between orgone we make and what the Ark of the Covenant was made in, the things of the Ark of the Covenant. One of these days I'll put that on my website, because the Lord showed me the same correlation between orgone and the Ark of the Covenant, the ingredients and the wood and the gold and everything about the Ark of the Covenant symbolize the same things of our orgone of today. And so they're not the same. Not to mention orgone is New Age witchcraft. Orgone is New Age witchcraft, but if you use the DOE, the dead orgone energy, everything the Lord has, Satan perverts. People also say crystals are New Age. Well, you're gonna have a real problem with heaven if you think crystals are satanic and evil and New Age. You're gonna have a real problem with heaven, because heaven's full of crystals. Satan perverts everything the Lord has. People want to credit Wilhelm Reich with orgone, and he did a lot of tremendous things with orgone. He rediscovered this ancient energy that orgone is. But it's not to say we're saying that we're creating the same orgone here. We create ether, which is positive orgone energy, to combat the iodine that the dead orgone energy and chemtrails are putting in the air. And you can see in the Bible codes where it is a barrier. It is going to destroy Satan and his forces. And of course Satan is going to work through as many religionists and people as he can to keep them from protecting themselves. You want your kids eaten by giants and everything else. I don't. And the Lord will protect his people, and he's telling them how to protect themselves. The Lord works through his people. He's not going to drop 12-gauge shotguns from heaven and say, okay, I told you I'd protect you, and I'm going to send angels and with 12 gauges. No, he's telling you how to protect yourself, and so you've got to get off your butt and do it. You've got to get off your butt, people. You've got to get off the couches. Because the Lord's people will do exploits in the last days, not couch patrols. It's these religionists and these people who don't have any faith in the Lord at all. They're going to be at these internment camps, who are going to be the souls under the altar, who are going to be given white robes after being tested for their faith. Because it's the final test of their faith to see if they really love the Lord or they were just talking to talk. Because most of them don't do anything online but attack the Lord's people who are his warriors and actually doing something, because they don't believe they have to do anything. It's not their job to do anything. It's the Lord that's going to do everything for them, and thus they can just sit on the couch, watch TV, and do nothing, and attack those who are. And I hate those Christians. I really do. I hate them with a righteous hatred. They're just religionists, and they go on your list, and they serve to cause problems, and they're just always, running their mouths and running their religion. They have no idea who the Lord is, And they can't agree to disagree about anything. They have to be as evil and hatred as their father Paul was. We serve Yahushua, the Son of the Most High God. We don't serve Paul in today's religions that serve Paul, because Paul was a false apostle. And all of his followers are the same way. They're religionists. They twist Scripture to suit their own beliefs. And they can't handle people who don't agree with them on what their beliefs are. And so we don't follow man. We serve God. We follow the Most High. And all of the Lord's people, the ones who serve the Most High, know to ask Him for the truth in all things and to be led by Him. Now, if you've been listening to me long enough, you'll know that that's the number one thing I've always led you to, is back to Him. Back to the Most High. Ask the Lord to teach you the truth in all things and let Him lead you. And that's the one thing the churches won't teach you to do. That's one thing that most of mankind don't lead you to do. Televangelists don't do that. They want to lead you into sending them money so they can buy another vacation home, another Mercedes, another compound, another airplane. They're not leading you to the Lord. They lead you to themselves. And so that's the one thing I've always just done. The Lord told me, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I don't even remember now, He said, lead my people back to me. And so that's been my biggest job since then. I've got 20-some websites online, the radio show, the archives I keep up. I've done everything I can to wake up this army of the elect, this 144,000, so that they're ready, so that they wake up and they know who they are in Christ and they can get busy with their roles and their callings in Him. And we're all around the world. We're not just concentrated in any one area. We're just all around the world waiting to do what we're sent here to do, so when He does take us, we're ready. We've done everything He's asked us to do, and we're ready for the arrival of this Maitreya and Sananda, and if it's her, Eve. And things aren't going to take us by surprise. Things aren't going to shake our faith. How many people sitting in the churches today, if this woman comes and reveals that she's Eve, will just lose their faith in the Bible right then and there, huh? And so, I do what I can to prepare the Lord's people. Our faiths aren't going to be shaken, because we have already learned a long time ago that when you pray for the truth in all things, to be prepared to have your faith just totally rocked. Have that box blown up as we start learning the truth and things. And like I said, I don't know if it's 100%, but I'm sure in a couple weeks or so it'll be completely verified and confirmed by very many different things. Because, I just don't get these ideas from nowhere. I always ask the Lord to guide my thoughts. But it's a process. It's a process, Sometimes these kinds of things takes a while to sink in and learn and get confirmations on, The Lord doesn't just talk to me. He talks to all of His elect, all of His people. He can't talk to the bride because they're so stubborn, rebellious, and stiff-necked, and they won't listen. But I do know that the elect He can talk to. The elect can hear Him. They've learned how to hear His Spirit, His small voice in their spirits, and those who haven't gotten there yet are still praying and asking Him to teach them. You have the heart of a servant. We're not arrogant. We're just His humble believers. We're followers who love Him and want to do what He wants us to do on earth for Him. There's a humbleness about us. We're just warriors and servants, as opposed to the arrogant religionists who do all the talking and none of the walking. Anyway, that's it for this week, folks. I'm going to wrap it up. I will be back next Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. I can't really tell you what I'm talking about then, because just show up. I have no idea what the Lord's going to lead me into. It's going to be an interesting week, though. I know that. I think from here on out until 2008, 2009, it's going to be very interesting. I'd have to say definitely 2009 being the countdown year for total hell on earth. And so anything up until that time, we're just going to be looking out and taking care of each other and watching each other's backs here on earth. Anyway, Yah bless to you all. Love you all. Goodbye.